Today we are going to discuss about shoulder joint. It is the most important joint regarding your syllabus and exams. If you read this properly, if you see this video, you can answer 20 mark question shoulder joint, as well as you can answer many muscles which can be asked for short notes surrounding this shoulder joint, which have role of movement in the shoulder joint. So you can see this video and you can answer 20 marks for shoulder joint as well as many short notes. So weightage becomes more than 35 marks for shoulder joints. So you must not miss this video. Roughly, shoulder joint also constitute clavicular component, but today we are going to discuss glenohumeral joint. It is a ball and socket joint between the scapula and the humerus. It is the major joint connecting the upper limb to the trunk. It is one of the most mobile joint, but it is weak. It is diarthrosis, synovial, ball and socket, polyaxial or multiaxial, and simple according to bony contribution, simple according to capsular cavity. It is proximally bony contribution is scapula and distally bony contribution is humerus. Proximally smooth concave glenoid cavity of scapula reinforced by glenoidal labrum, and distally articular surface is head of the humerus. Capsular ligament encircle entire glenohumeral joint attached medially above the circumference of glenoid cavity beyond the glenoid ligament, laterally below the anatomical neck of the humerus, thicker above and below, loose and lax, allow bones to separate from each other. Muscles supporting these capsular ligaments are superiorly supraspinatus, inferiorly long head of triceps, posteriorly tendons of infraspinatus and teres minor, anteriorly tendons of subscapularis. Openings of the scapular ligaments are anteriorly below coracoid process, connection between synovial membrane of the joint and bursa beneath the tendons of subscapularis muscle, between the two lattice tuberosities passes the biceps along the head, posteriorly not always observed. Now fibro cartilage rim attached to round the margin of the glenoid cavity, that is glenoidal labrum, triangular on section, thickest portion at the circumference of the cavity, free edge is sharp and thin, continuous above with long head of biceps, synovial membrane, reflects from margin of the glenoid cavity over fibrocartilaginous rim surrounding it, over internal surface of capsular ligament, covers lower part of the sides of the anatomical neck. Now relation of the bursa, subscapular bursa, infraspinatus bursa and subcoracoid bursa. You can here see in the diagram the green three have been pointed. You can clearly see three bursas. One have not been shown in this diagram. It is in gray color. Now relation of the muscles: above supraspinatus, below long head of the triceps, in front subscapularis, behind infraspinatus and teres minor. Deltoid is placed almost externally and covers the articulation of the outer side as well as in front and behind. Similarly, pectoralis major also covers from anteriorly. Vessels and nerves in relation: they are axilla, they are axillary artery, axillary vein and its tributaries. Axillary artery also have branches, and axillary nerve and its branches, and components of brachial plexus also branches. Now glenohumeral ligament have three segments: superior glenohumeral ligament, middle glenohumeral ligament and inferior glenohumeral ligament. Superior glenohumeral ligament, you can see in the diagram, resist inferior translation of in rest or adduction of the arm, well developed in 50% cases. Middle glenohumeral ligament, you can see in the diagram, great variability in proximal attachment and morphology, absent in 30% cases, so only visible in 70% cases. Resist inferior transition of abduction and the inferior glenohumeral ligament. Three components are there: resist inferior, anterior and posterior translation. You can see in the diagram here, reds encircled. Now muscles: trapezius, uh, origin external occipital protuberance, ligamentum notch and spinous process from C7 to T12, insertion lateral one third of the clavicle, acromion and superior edge of the crest of the spine and scapula, action scapular stabilization. Now muscles: deltoid, origin lateral one third of the clavicle, acromion process, spine of the scapula and insertion deltoid tuberosity, action shoulder abduction and nerve supply axillary nerve. Levator scapulae muscle, origin transverse process of C1 to C4, insertion medial scapula, action elevation and retraction of the scapula, nerve supply dorsal scapular nerve. Now rhomboid minor muscle, spinous process of C7 to T1 is the origin, insertion medial border of scapula near spine of the scapula, action scapular retraction. Now rhomboid as major muscle, origin spinous process of T2 to T5, insertion medial border of the scapula, action scap retraction. Now pectoralis major, origin sternal and clavicular attachment, insertion intertubercular groove, the lateral lip of the intertubercular groove, action abduction and nerve supply medial and ulnar. Now pectoralis minor, origin outer surface of ribs of third, fourth and fifth, insertion coracoid process, action medial rotation of the scapula, nerve supply medial pectoral nerve. Teres major muscle, dorsal scapula near inferior angle, then intertubercular groove is the insertion, action adduction and nerve supply lower subscapular nerve. Latissimus dorsi muscle, origin thoracolumbar fascia T6 to S5, spinous process, iliac crest, insertion lower 3-4 ribs, inferior angle of the scapula, intertubercular groove, action shoulder reduction. Then serratus anterior, origin upper 8 to 9 ribs, insertion medial border of the scapula, action scapular pronation. Then subscapularis, the subclavian groove on the clavicle is the origin, insertion first rib and action stabilizes clavicle. Then biceps brachii, origin supraglenoid tubercle of scapula, glenoidal labrum, coracoid process, insertion radial tuberosity, action shoulder flexion, elbow flexion and forearm supination. Now in gist, what are the movements? Flexion 0 to 135 degree is by pectoralis major and deltoid, associated by coracobrachialis and biceps short head. Then extension 45 to 60 degree is done by deltoid posterior fiber and latissimus dorsi. Then adduction is done by pectoralis major, latissimus dorsi, biceps and short head of triceps, biceps long head. Then accessory muscles, teres major and coracobrachialis. Abduction is supraspinatus, deltoid 0 to 5 degree and 15 to 90 degree. Then medial rotation is done by pectoralis major, deltoid, latissimus dorsi and teres major, associated by subscapularis. Lateral rotation or extension is done by deltoid posterior fiber, infraspinatus and teres minor muscle. You can see the movements above. Circumduction is the combination of all these movements and they are done by obviously all those muscle and intervened by all those nerves. Arterial supply: anterior circumflex humerus artery, posterior circumflex humerus artery and posterior subscapular vessels. So subscapular, here these are the arterial supply, and venous drainage corresponding vein. So this is the circulation you can see. Now anastomosis around shoulder joint, also called scapular anastomosis. The scapular anastomosis is a system connected, contains cervical artery, their corresponding axillary artery, forming a circularity anastomosis around it. Here you can see the anastomosis, the subscapular artery, circumflex circumflex branch of subscapular artery, axillary artery itself, its branches are there. Then you have dorsal scapular artery and subscapular artery. Together they are forming an anastomosis around scapula mainly, but that is also called as anastomosis around shoulder joint. Now nerve supply, axillary nerve, suprascapular nerve, and musculocutaneous nerve. So these are the three major nerve. Their articular branch supplies. Applied shoulder dislocation can be anterior and posterior. The first one is normal anatomy, and second one is anterior dislocation, and third one is posterior dislocation. You can tally the diagram along with normal, so that you can, in radiology, you can identify. So this is a AP view of posterior joint. Now this is a fracture, humor head of fracture, which will be in radiology. I'll show you in next slide. That is, in radiology it appears like this. Here you can see this is the actual radiological plate. The arrow mark shows you the fracture at the neck of the humerus. So that is called a surgical neck of the humerus, where the fracture occurs due to torsion. Due to extra torsion, clavicle may also get fracture. Now other applieds are Erb's paralysis, Clump's paralysis, upper motor neuron paralysis, which creates spasticity, lower motor neuron paralysis, which creates flaccidity. Frozen shoulder is arthritic problem. So that's all for today. Thank you and stay connected. Hope you have enjoyed this presentation. Stay connected to get more such videos, and you'll be definitely benefited for the exam. Best of luck and best wishes for your exam. Thank you.